So you have to have a good agent, and that agent has to actually do your marketing there. Then collaboration is needed for the research also. You do some research work, and if you see that one of the biggest products today from India, the turmeric extract, curcumin, what is called, which is worldwide available in the lifestyle, this thing, nutraceutical thing. It is a lot of research has been done in the Western world, in USA, China, Australia, and due to that, those research things, papers which have come up, it has become popular. So you have to collaborate with these universities to do research on your products, so that there is a faith in the customers over there that some work has been done in their own country for the research. For this, you have to be a little careful. There is a Biodiversity Act, and you have to read that, and you have to go into collaboration, looking into it, that whatever research you are carrying out is not coming in the way of the law of the land. Second is collaboration. This is getting a investment also. Investments is needed once you grow up. Initially, for the startups, now Government of India is giving a lot of financial support to startups. So really, you don't need in the startup business to get some finances from outside. But once you grow to a level, that time you want to grow faster, and for that you need some financials. It is not necessarily, you don't look for just financials. You look for a party who's having a financial strength plus marketing strength. So you get the person who invests in you helps you in marketing also. So he's giving you up both this thing advantages, like in a market plus finance. In this also, again, those people who want to go for collaborative and getting some finances from the abroad, please read the Biodiversity Act properly and see what will be the implications of that when you bring in some foreign funding in your company. So looking into that, you go for it. You should not go for surprises. You do not inform them and all that thing. There are certain laws for working in this sector. So you have to study them properly and then go for it. So with this, I'll just give it to the first speaker. Our first speaker is Patrick Henfrey. He's done his BSc honors in agricultural sciences from Edinburgh University, and he's a chief executive officer of Botanical Extract EPZ Limited. He has been in mostly in the herbal industry only, botanical extract, natural extract, phytochemical manufacturing, and in the East African region, he has been very active for a number of years now, and a lot of products like essential oils, cold pressed vegetable oils, butters, and OTC health and nutritional health products he's been manufacturing and selling in various markets. So I give it to Mr. Patrick Henfrey. You've got about 40 minutes to speak on this, and then we have question and answers.
Thank you very much for that introduction. And indeed, thank you very much for inviting me to participate in this interesting forum. This morning, I'd like to share 3 broad topics with you. Firstly, I'll give you a short introduction of our company, Botanical Extracts, and the opportunities that we see in the region. Secondly, I'd like to share with you some of the products that we are now manufacturing and some that we see that we could manufacture in the future. Thirdly, I'll just touch briefly on collaboration opportunities and our openness to collaborate. So, moving on from there, let me just start with a quick introduction of our company. Botanical Extracts, EPZ Limited, or BE as we call it for short, is a private limited liability company. We focus entirely on the production of plant extracts and related products. Our factory is located approximately 40 kilometers from Nairobi in Kenya. The company was originally created to manufacture a compound called artemisinin, which is the key component of the current generation of low-cost malaria treatments. Artemisinin is a starting material for a pharma product, and consequently we were obliged to build our factory and our systems to quite a high standard. We started production in late 2006, and we have been operating continuously since then. The company is a partnership between a group of private shareholders and an early social impact fund or / corporation, which has been operating in the region for 30 or 40 years and now operates about 22 businesses in the region. Now, if you just bear with me for a minute, I'll just share a screen. Not so practiced at this, it may just take me a moment. So proceeding with the presentation. Apologies for that. So we own and operate a fairly modern botanical extraction plant. We're located in an export processing zone in Athi River, Kenya. The factory is able to carry out water and solvent extraction, separation and purification of individual compounds, steam distillation, and production of cold-pressed oils on a small scale. Our total throughput is approximately 250 to 300 tons of raw material per month, equivalent of about 3,000 tons a year. We have plans to expand to about 5,000 tons in the next 2 to 3 years. We're able to manufacture a range of crude extracts, purified extracts, steam distilled essential oils. We're located in a special economic zone. We're about 20 kilometers from the Nairobi airport and 10 kilometers from the Nairobi-Mombasa highway. So we're very well situated for export by sea and by air. We're also well situated to import raw materials from the whole East African region, which we consider to be Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the Horn of Africa. This gives us a wide range of raw materials that we can process. The operating regulations in the special economic zone where we're located are very favorable and they work well. We have good access to power and water, and we have duty-free imports of raw materials and process inputs. The general approach of the shareholders is not just about making money. The first and most critical point is to manufacture products that we consider are actually beneficial to society. We're also very focused on benefiting local communities in terms of raw material offtake, and of course, uplifting employees and other suppliers. In parallel with this, to create a financially stable company, providing a return to our shareholders. I would like to emphasize that a key point is to support rural communities in the region, and therefore we really focus on processing raw materials that we can procure within the region. Turning now to BE's product strategy, we've completely phased out the production of artemisinin, and we are now diversifying our product range. In doing this, the key point is not to compete with countries with very strong extraction industries, such as India or China, or to some extent Vietnam. We prefer to focus on products where we have a strong raw material advantage, either through cheaper raw materials or raw materials which are just not grown in other countries with very strong extraction industries. And combining this strategy with efficient processing, we believe that we can be quite competitive for a few carefully selected products. Now, with regard to products which we consider have lifestyle benefits, I should be clear, there is not a strong Ayurvedic medicine industry here in Kenya. There's quite a strong culture for using traditional African medicines, but not Ayurvedic medicines. We therefore have taken a much broader view of extracts with a strong social or lifestyle benefits, and we're open to manufacture products with applications in pharma and the broader healthcare industry, nutritional health, natural food flavorings and colorants, skincare, and also environmentally friendly natural pest control products. These are all markets with good growth prospects based on the increasing consumer awareness of the benefits of more natural food and also actually skincare products, and the need for more environmentally sustainable production and consumption. We believe these are actually global trends. They don't just apply to more well-off markets. Almost all markets now, consumers are focusing on taking care of their health. At this time, we're mainly selling intermediates or purified extracts to other manufacturers for inclusion in their products. We do see opportunities for some added value, which we will approach in the future, but at the moment, we're mainly just producing extracts. We have a strong export focus. Almost all our products are exported, but we can sell into the local market. And there is an increasing purchasing power within the region, which should not be ignored. If you don't mind, I think given the time, I'll just push on and with the talk a little bit, and we'll come back to some other slides at the end if we have time. So the second main topic is our current product focus. So our biggest product by far is the production of quinine alkaloids, and we produce quite significant quantities. About 50% goes to the pharmaceutical applications and about 50% to the beverage industry. Our competitive advantage is proximity to one of the largest raw material supplies globally. This is absolutely not a growth business, but it's a steady market for us. And we're open to discussion on supply of quinine products. Our second product is a production and sale of technical grade pyrethrum extracts. Pyrethrum are natural insecticides with very strong environmental benefits. They have no impact on birds and mammals. They have a very short half-life, and as such, they are used widely in organic agriculture and any type of pest control that is environmentally sensitive. With the trends for more environmentally sustainable production, we see very good long-term growth prospects. We produce crude and refined extracts in a separate facility from our other products, and I must stress that. We're registered with the Kenya Pests Control Board, which allows us certain benefits for registration in other markets. Our competitive advantage is the raw material supply in Kenya. Pyrethrum has been grown here for over 70 years, and there's a very well-established base. We see significant potential for growth in this market and opportunity to move up the value chain. We have extracts for sale now, ready for discussion. A third product that we are starting is Anato Extracts. This is a family of well-established natural food colorants produced from Anato seeds, with a move towards consumer move towards more natural food ingredients. We see quite good market growth prospects in the medium to long term, particularly for organic. We have a good raw material supply in the region, have quite good market linkages, and we have extracts to sell now and open to discussion on these products. We also see this business as leading us into other natural food colorants that we could produce advantageously in the region. The next group of products are cold-pressed oils and steam-distilled essential oils, all based on locally available raw materials that we do not compete with other regions. The main cold-pressed oil we produce is Shea Butter. It's a East African variety, slightly different from West African, with advantageous properties for skincare products. It's somewhat of a niche market and quite sought after. We also produce frankincense, essential oils, and myrrh, again from raw materials endemic to this area. We know there is production of frankincense oil in India, but this is a somewhat different product. We have such oils available for discussion and are able to expand this business quite quickly if the market warrants. I would like to comment that we're in the very early stages of starting stevia production. Initially, only crude extract for sale to other manufacturers, but we do see quite a strong regional market. It's not strictly a medicinal plant, but has strong health benefits. As in many parts of the world, diabetes is a problem in this region, and there is an increasing awareness of the need to control blood sugars through better consumption and dietary habits. So we see some growth potential there. Having touched specifically on those products, I would like to emphasize that it is our intention to be commercially nimble and to take on other products as market opportunities emerge. In this respect, we see a very good opportunity for gum arabic. There's quite a lot of raw material in the region. It's a big industry, well-established market. We see opportunities to manufacture boswellic acid. Aloe is widely produced, so aloe products and aloin, prunus, senna, green coffee, and there are several other raw materials that we believe we can be competitive with. Finally, on the issue of product opportunities, let me just touch quickly on traditional medicine. There is a strong history of using traditional medicines in the region. There are some well-known products with strong market demand. The main constraint is that there are not actually well-standardized, predictable products on the market. The quickest opportunity we see in this sector is to standardize and manufacture predictable, high-quality products based on current demand for specific applications. And we believe this could grow into quite a quick business fairly quickly. There are, we believe, longer-term opportunities to look at traditional medicines, to try to identify products that might have potential in larger, more developed markets. This is quite a different business from what we consider our core competence. We're actually manufacturers and not developers of new products. Having said that, we do have quite a nice development laboratory, and we can do product research here if the opportunity arises. So I think that broadly summarizes the product opportunities we see. And I would like now to move to the third topic, which is just to touch on collaboration opportunities. I would stress that we are very open to collaboration with other companies in the industry. We do not feel that we can do everything. We do feel that we can benefit by joining hands with other like-minded companies. The first and the quickest opportunity is likely to be supply of some of our existing products, which I've outlined. And we're very open to discussion. If any of these products are of interest to any of the audience, we'd love to hear from you. Secondly, we're open to the possibility of more extensive and deeper collaboration to develop other potential products. And we have done this in the past. So I would like to comment that in the past, we've actually been able to generate good business relationships with Indian companies. Our factory was designed and much of the equipment was fabricated in India. So I guess it must be good. I'm sure you'll agree with that. And we've sold significant quantities of product to Indian companies. We found it easy to develop good business relationships with Indian companies. Clearly, there's no language barrier. The travel and logistics between India and Kenya are very convenient and economical. Communications are cheap. There are regular flights and very regular sailings, and it's cost effective. We found it very easy to visit India and actually enjoy our visits there, so it's always a pleasure to come to India. I would like to stress that Kenya is also a very nice place to visit. There's good accommodation, it's safe, and there's some very nice national parks to visit, and it can be a very nice experience. And finally, we found when business discussions get a little bit sticky, we can always talk about our common interest in cricket for a few minutes. And that usually helps us to get back on track. So just to close, I would say, if anyone would like to explore any of these ideas, please feel free to contact us. And I have put up our contact details on the screen. We'd be extremely pleased to hear from you. So that wraps up my talk. I don't know how our time is. Do we have time to look at a couple of slides of our facility or not?
You have a couple of minutes.
Okay, so let me see if I can maneuver through the slides a bit. So this is our raw material store. This is cinchona bark. So that's our raw material store, and that's cinchona bark, and we process about 240 tons a month of cinchona bark. This is a plow mixer we just installed as part of the process. It was manufactured in Pune, by the way, and it's doing well for us. Is that a screen coming up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. This is our extraction block to give you some idea of the scale of the facility. We have 6 5KL extractors in here, mainly used for cinchona, some other products. We process pyrethrum in a separate facility. These are some of the extractors. These were all fabricated in India in 2005. Still providing good service. On the right here is what we call our production block, where we do separation and we take out oils and waxes of our finished products. On the left here is our utility block. This is some of the process equipment for purification of extracts. Some more final concentration equipment. This is our small development lab. It's a bit, probably fairly primitive compared to what you do in India. However, for this region, it's quite adequate, and it allows us to do in-process checks for factory manufacture, new process development, and improvement of our processes. And we work quite efficiently. For most of the products we process, we recover well over 90% of the active ingredients. This is Ugandan shea butter. It's considered to have very good qualities for skincare. It achieves a somewhat premium price over the West African product. These are different essential oils. The main one we process is Boswellia carteri, which has a very well-established market in Europe and the US. Somewhat different from Boswellia sacra that you have in India. I didn't mention we've started to manufacture vanilla extracts. Our neighbor Uganda produces about 100 tons a year of vanilla beans. The market opportunity we see is as an alternative to Madagascar. This is crude pyrethrum extracts and refined extracts. And I think that just about wraps up our presentation. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Patrick. I think there is one question from Santosh Kumar. He's asked you for a mobile number, and as well as he's asking for proper channel for exporting some medicinal plants, aromatic material to the companies.
There's a mobile number on the screen.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see the screen right now, but there is a mobile number there.
We can see that. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. Now, in terms of export, none of these things are immediate. We would have to source the right raw material, establish quality parameters, make sure we have the right phytosanitary certificates, and then such arrangements can be made.
I also have a question. That is, you are manufacturing this pesticide also from Parenthum.
Yeah.
Now, how is the purity of that? And it is actually, you were saying it is allowed in an organic plantation. So any certifications are there with you for that?
Yeah, it's a well-established product in the market. Market specifications are well-established. Most of the market is for purified extract, and it is sold either as a 25% pyrethrin extract or 50% pyrethrins, and we can manufacture both. We are registered with the Kenya Pesticide Board, which allows much of their environmental data to be used in export markets where we sell to. Has that answered your question?
Yeah. Thank you. I think we don't have any other questions. Thank you very much. People have your email ID plus as well as the mobile numbers. If anybody is interested, they will contact you directly. Thank you for being here.
Yes. Well, thank you for allowing me to participate. All right. Goodbye now.
Yeah. Bye. Our next speaker is Dr. Gbk Rao. He is actually an engineer turned environmentalist, and he has been in different industries, agriculture, food processing, and holding a lot of positions. Now, he obtained his engineering degree from Osmania University, and initially did some work in engineering, followed by he went into the agriculture business. And today actually is a very interesting thing that he is running a Pragati resort, which is having a number of flowering plants as well as the medicinal plants, almost something like 30,000 species different. And he is also in this one, there's a people who can come and stay there. It's like a resort, a health resort kind of thing, and which is got number of awards from the international agencies. So I welcome Dr. Gbk Rao to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Chakrabarti. And Mr. Patrick is glad that today is called not Pragati Resorts. Today we call Pragati Sudhama, because this is we focus only on herbal and medicinal aromatic plants, and not like is the income generation for the beginning. We need how to improve the the environment, the biodiversity, educating people, and people will know only when we have the herbal and medicinal plants which can be seen by the people. This is for education. Not only our Pragati is cultivating economically important various medicinal and aromatic plants on large scale in 2,500 acres, adopting cow-based integrated farming methods. We are multiplying quality planting material of various medicinal crops by adopting standard multiplication procedures. We are giving awareness from skill development program to school to university students and farmers. We have standardized and growing of medicinal plants for day-to-day usage by conducting training programs on square foot gardening, vertical gardening, hanging gardening, roof gardening, and name the even pot gardening. Pragati Sudama is providing and propagating the Indian medicinal systems which Ayurveda, Naturopathy, Homeopathy, Unani through Swantana, the hospital, which is state-of-the-art of facilities to serve an absolute alternative medicine. Pragati is also conducting awareness come training program on Amrutahar for diabetes and other metabolic diseases, lifestyle diseases by changing from rice wheat to millets and sugar to kasha, palm jaggery, and the type of coffee tea to herbal decoctions. This is Ukshor Rakshadaha Gosam Rakshana. That is our slogan. And we have a Pragati Biopharma unit at our Pragati Sudama to promote our Indian medicinal systems. Pragati Biopharma is a manifestation of its R&D activity in every aspect of herbs and minerals. Manufacturing and using freshly prepared Ayurveda products and formulations, customized food intakes based on the concept of food as a medicine. Please, this is our 1994, we found there are two threats, that is hunger and pollution. To eradicate that, this is Ukshor Rakshada. Next, please. These are the plants, scope and medicinal of these are cultivation of medicinal plant at Pragati. One by one, we'll see that what is the next, please. Next. This is the area, what is the location-wise before. This is the one which is 2,500 acres, full of greenery and mosquito-free, virus-free, bad bacteria-free. Next, please. 800 species of medicinal plant. This is Ayurveda Center. Next, please. This is Ayurveda Center, which we have international standards to keep the Ayurveda, Naturopathy, Unani, Homeopathy, acupuncture. Next, please. This is the herb, which is the Somalata, is the king of the herb, which we are growing large extent. This is the Somarasa, that which used for the Devatas, and also we conducted a type of Vajpayee Somayaga last month, which is 150 years. This Somayaga is done at our Pragati resort. This is India. This is the scope of Yagna Yagas, the Samidhis which we cultivate. Next, please. Next. This is the Ashwagandha. More than 400 acres we are cultivating. This Ashwagandha. All natural, organic, and also we are giving to the mother plants seed to the farmers and contract farming. And these prices, and also because of time I am not reading everything. Lot of information for cultivation we are given the material which afterwards people can go through. Next, please. This is the Rama and Krishna Tulsi. 200 acres is cultivating at Pragati. This is the environment. Because of this, no mosquitoes will come. Next, please. This is Amla. We have more than 200 tons will get Amla from our gardens at Pragati. All the roads is been cultivated, all the roads, 95 kilometers roads. Each road is called by Amla or Saptapanni or Kadamba or Vepa, like that, Neem road. The names are given and the name of the trees like Arjuna. Next, please. This is the Moringa. 300 acres we are cultivating. This is what my how beautiful, and also we are making the powders. That is from this particular Moringa, and also this similar. There's other plants which we have like Agasti. These are all things which we are going to be the future for, because of natural farming, where there is no mosquitoes, no bad bacteria. The cultivation where we cultivate is more important. Next, please. This is Ashwagandha, which we have the system of raised beds and also the mulching, which without any weed, without chemical exposure. Next, please. This is what Satavari. We given all the details. What is the ultimate, net returns per acre? 2,90,000. This type of things, depends upon the what raw material mother plant we have. That is going to be a biggest future for the country. Unless we convert our rice wheat cultivation to this herbal medicinal plant, like cotton, which chemicals are being used so much, that cotton, sugarcane, replacing those things into our this type of herbal and medicinal plant. We want to bring all over the country, and particular forests also extinguished all these type of materials which we are going to give, like West Bengal Forest Department, Forest Minister, we sat with him, and we are going to grow in the forest this type of, once we grow in the forest, the birds and water and air, the seed will go and cultivate by itself. Once it starts in one place, it spreads like, it is a natural cultivation, natural seed propagation will start. Next, please. Next. Narayan. This is the natural color. What we grow, this is the, you see the Anato is Biksa. This is, we call it Sindoor. One seed itself is enough to hold, at least 100 people can have Sindoor. Like lipstick, natural color, food colors. This is the variety which we are growing a great extent, and also it has got E vitamin. Next, please. This is the one, Nanari. Nanari, we are already planted 150 acres. It's already raised beds are started, and the seeds, whatever we are going to nursery we are doing, and we can supply to the next year. In 6 months, we can supply huge quantity to the farmers and get it done. Next. This is the Madhunashini. The details which are given for cultivation, what are the returns? 2,40,000 per annum. This type of things which how to make sure that this cultivation and organic farming, not any exposure to chemical. That is what our main focus. Next, please. This is stevia. Stevia we have started in almost 15 years back. Per acre 9 lakhs. That time itself is value has come. Next, please. Next. This is the Kalabanda. We call Brahma Kumari. Brahma Kumari, that is the Sanskrit name, which it gives the intake or external applications. Next, please. This is a sweet fly. The more details what you get, the usages and ultimate net returns. Next, please. This is Sabja Tulsi. Sabja Tulsi, this is all by growing, you will get the Vayusuddhi. Vayusuddhi means that is aroma also. That is Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. These are all plants supposed to go in every backyard of our houses and all parks or temple where the open areas. Please, next. This is Pashana Bedi, which we are starting this Pashana Bedi, which we are done 10 years back, small extent. Now we want to go bigger scale. We are looking for the people who like to take the raw material. For that, with this 2,500 acres, already it is water facilities are there, 100 acres water. We have created water, the type of rainwater harvesting. Enough water we have. Otherwise, this is a desert place. Even lizards will not egg such a wastelands. We are converted to this. Next, please. This is Safed Musli. You please continue like this. Mr. Narayan, you go ahead one by one. This is Jalabrahmi. We have lot of that is continue. This is Saraswati Aku. Next. This is Akal Garra. This is also very important. Average 53,000. This is what we are focusing mainly. This fire plant is called Adivinabi. That's Gloriosa Superba. This is the one which we are already June we have to start. This season is only June. We are cultivating first 2 acres, then multiplying them. That is the most endangered plants, which our aim is to bring endangered plants and multiply them. Particularly, like Brahma Amlika, which is a Kalproksha. There are 7 types of Kalprokshas. All types of 7 Kalprokshas we cultivate, and the type of Mamsarohini, which is used for Dvajastamba, such type of plants, Trimurti Vanam, Panchavati Vanam, Panchapota Vanam, Navagraha Vanam, Nakshatra Vanam, Rasi Vanam, Saptarishi Vanam. Like that, this is Saraswati Vanam. These are all things which is our Indian Vedic, what they spoke about, or like, Hanuman, what type of 4 Sanjeevanis, like Mrita Sanjeevani, Sandhanakarani, Visalyakarani, Suvarnakarani. These are all we have lost the names, but at least this is what is endangering those plants, which Pragati is doing since 1994. Except that is we have removed that resort's name, Pragati Sudhama. Why? Because people, as you know, you are talking about this resort and just for it's not that. This is as God. This is the Brahma Amlika. The Brahma Amlika is our Kalproksham, is the Kalpakam, where 7 Kalprokshas. One is first is Arichandanam, then Mannaram, this is the Kalpakam. Kalpakam means this is 8,000 years existing plants are available. London, the food festival, what they said, this fruit juice is the best juice on the planet. And this seed oil is the costliest seed oil, which Shankaracharya has been told when this is the plant where he made tapas. He was sitting there and doing tapas and confirmed that this is our Brahmamrika Kalproksha. We don't know the name, that is what is Kalproksha. Even London, what the food festival, they also don't know this is a Kalproksha. We don't know that this is a Kalproksha. Such plant, this is angel flower. Look at the type of, and it retains water 125,000 liters. When you cut the root or branch, it just like water it comes. Elephants is why they become endangered. Or elephants, once they see this plant, it is like a butterscotch ice cream for them. That's why this is endangered at our place. Whereas South Africa and all, there you will find more this type of plant. And this is the turmeric, which is, we know that without turmeric, Indian kitchen is not there. Next, please. This is called Chandra. It's a Mangala Kujyagraha. It's called Khadira, the same Acacia catachu. This is used in our tambulam, where the tambulam, that is katta kachu. And also for milking, butter milking from curd, this is a kavum used. And chutney making, this is wood used. And also musli is for the, we call broccoli, which is Balaram. Without the Balaram in one hand, this is the one which he keeps the musli. And also for drinking water in the villages, what the bacteria, bad bacteria, viruses that comes, is not allowed to drink. They used to keep these 2 sticks. One is this Acacia catachu, and this amla. These 2 ones you keep in the water body, then water gets purified. This type of things which you supposed to go now for as a herbal medicinal for cleaning the water. This is Machipatri, Amistia vulgaris. This is Artemis, Artemisia vulgaris. Artemis means is a Greek god name. This is such a sterilizer. once any knife you want to use in the operation theater or in the tissue culture lab, they used to heat it by flame, they put it in alcohol, then they sterilize. But now, last 3,000 years, people use keeping this knife, touching this leaf itself, it gets sterilized. Such a wonderful for corona, like, when you are not able to get the breathing properly, this kashayam is the one which is affected. It gives the relief. Next, please. This is Julmachpatri. This is also a very abrotanum. This is like when you are not able to, hear or smell, losing the smell or taste or sparsh, the touch. This is the one which uses the kashayam, which Ayurveda, we use them and is working very well. These are the plants which for Ganapati we give as a Majipatri Samakrayami first. But such important plants which it touches water, water becomes amrut. That is what our Indian standard, if you see the Dhanvantari also, he keeps the left hand, that is Amrutikalas, and right hand, that is Vanamulika, that is herbal plant, which, with this herbal plant we have created the Amrut, he says. This is the lavender Machpati. This is also most wonderful, which is even when corona time, people go for ventilation. That is the time this kashayam can be used and can come out of such a corona. Next, please. This is a Ganuga, which is a de-addiction. If people are smoking, drinking, or anything, if you take this as a kashayam or a leaf, you put in your mouth, like a good, what they are eating, dry fruits and all, that is all pan parag and all. This is de-addiction. Such important plants are there, which we used to use in the olden days. Next, please. This is Adasaram. This is also for the asthma and other bronchitis. This is being used. These are all we grow like a fencing. It is used as a fencing. It is very well throughout the year. And even mosquitoes repellent. This leaf, once you this is the next Sita Ashoka. Ashoka means removes the shoka. For all ladies, this is ultimate. Is every root, bark, seed, leaf, seed oil, everything is being used. Next, please. This is Bilwa. It's ultimate. That is Bilwa. Is Tidalam, Tignagaram, Chatriyayudam, Tijanma Papa Samad. Next 3 generations, no one will. Next 3 generations, they don't get Angadosha. That is 5 fingers instead of 5, 7 fingers, splitting nose or the lip. Such things can be avoided. In summer particularly, this juice is more important to see that they don't get dehydrated. And also the urine stops in summer. This is the fruit juice once you take. This is Mirialu. Without this spice, there is no kitchen in India. Next, please. This is the Indian snake plant, which is Adavi Uttareni we call. That is Apama. This is the one which Brazil has given. This is the plant which they use for the corona, which has been scientists have given a big article on this. Next, please. This is, of course, Arjuna for heart, which is important. These are all on revenues. We have a lot of thousands of plants which we grow, already 30 years old. This is the new discovery. The name is given to my name, that is Arjuna Rao Gbk. That is my name, Gbk Rao. That is the Latin they are given. This is for breast cancer. We are working on this. Next, please. Anti-malarial herbs. Next, please. This immunomodulators. This poverty, that's the whole world is looking that this, how to prevent poverty and pollution. The answer is Gosamrakshana. Thank you very much on this. Particularly, we are looking for the people who want the best raw material, what we have. And we have associated with our one of the company here, our group company, which started just now. the powder making, oil extractions, and many other. And we, as on today, we are doing oils, that cold press oils, bullock drawn wooden pressed oils, groundnut, coconut, safflower, and ginger, the sesame, then Niger. These oils which we are producing, we are giving, and also the millets we are growing, and also palm jaggery we are making from the 3 types of palms, that is date palm and fishtail palm, that is a type of other standard palm. And these kashayams, we are introducing kashayams as the best medicines to keep in every house. The type of plants like the tulsi, bilwa, that is nanari, the type of plants which giving them as in the pots and growing in every house, so that Swakalyan, Vishwakalyan is possible only when you start planting, propagating in your every house and colonies, balcony, the particular balconies, and where the temples, the area lands, wastelands to convert into herbal and medicinal plants. So, already the story is what story it is? Your stall. There are a lot of information is given in our stall. Please go through the stall, and please, any raw material required, we are here, and plants, seeds, these things are available at Pragati. And every day we get billions of seeds. They are all from mother plants. This is the one which a lot of endangered plants you under one roof is available at Pragati. So any questions, anything people want to, you are most welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Rao. Really must have taken a very, very long time and a lot of efforts to do this big plantation. I'm very impressed with the work that you all are doing, and it is required to have a sustainable growth of all these plants, and doing in a area which is outside the forest is again another very good efforts. So a lot of people are interested in buying material from you. I think they will, as you have said, they will visit your stall and they'll find it. To tell you, we are also a extraction company, but I own an extraction company. I was unaware of this kind of infrastructure existing in India, like 2,500 acres of the area converted
without mosquito. Without
mosquito, and very big. Like the number of plants that I could see is very, very high. There is one actually person, that's Mamta Kamiredi. She has asked a question that how do we procure planting material from Pragati Group, and do you offer training and buyback options from the farmers?
Yes, that is what we give raw material, mother plants, and also we buy back. Already given there's so much information, how much the seed required, or planting material required, spacing of the everything is educative programs we conduct. These are all farmers training programs are there. Certainly, Pragati is always the first week we conduct Amrutahar packages. First week, that is people, whoever is interested to make yourself as a doctor for your own body. These are all been given using millets, kashayams, katikanunulu, katibellam. That means the palm jaggery instead of sugarcane, and also the tea coffee, our kashayams, and instead of sugarcane sugar, this palm jaggery. All this you can experience yourself. What is saving water? Suppose sugarcane, if you want to sugarcane sugar, it requires 28,000 liters water to get 1 kg of sugarcane. Whereas palm jaggery, you don't need water. That rain itself is enough. Even without rains, these palms are grown. Such things, is a pectose. Whereas that is a glucose. That is a disease. This is a disease. It prevents the disease. It will never allow disease to come. This is what our main focus to educate and training programs we conduct at Pragati Sudama.
How did you come out with an idea from being an engineer going into this environmental
that
everyone
should know, our Indians is very shameful to India. How I was collaboration with Austria, Germany. One 85 years old man, he is 7'4". He's called 7. His height is 7 feet almost, and his width is more than 3.5 feet. He's called 7'4". There around 35 consultants were there for the Bowler company, Austria. I was collaborated with them. When they introduced me as I am from Bolangir. He's Orissa. My project was Chitlagar, that is Bolangir district that time. That is when somebody said that I am from Bolangir, he just got up, like a mount, he running to me and hugged me, and 3 times he rotated me. Are you from Bolangir? Are you from Bolangir? I said, yes, I am from. Do you know Harishankar? I said, just I don't know. Then immediately he felt so sorry. You don't know Harishankar, you don't know Harishankar, you don't know Harishankar. Since 15 generations, we go to this Harishankar, we collect all herbs for whole year and we consume these herbs. And since then, 15 our generations, we see my energy, my capacity, my body. This is what Indians you are. You are forgotten everything. He narrated the Hanuman, how he brought that Sanjeevani hill, that while bringing the hill, your Ravana, the devil sends some devils to see that he will not reach before sunset to the Rama where his Murcha took place, Lakshmana and all. Then these while fighting, part of the hills are fallen. They are called Gandharva hills. There these Vanamulkas are available, and we go every year, 15 days we spend there. And this is what outside the country people are talking about our herbs, how they have been. It's not Veerappan only taking that sandalwood, red sandalwood. See, it is going on without our knowledge. All forests are being swept totally. We don't know how much materials have gone from country and still going, and we don't understand. We don't believe that what is significant of our herbs. Today's agriculture, horticulture, if you ask them, they don't know about our herbs which are called like Somalata, Trimurtivanam, Panchavativanam, Panchibhutavanam, or what our 7 types of kalpruks are. People don't know. That is, education is being given today. Even medical doctors, if you ask them, even though Tinospora is the best immunity system for all over the country, all over the world, is being done, but they don't recognize. They're not the question of recognize. They say that plants means, herbal plants means, herbal products means the untouchable. That is the education we are given in India. And that is, unless we change, we start educating from 3rd year to 8th year, showing them the plants, like, taxonomy to teach. Like Gurukuls is only, they taught the taxonomy first, that is the Samidhis, then cows. Without these two, they didn't taught anything, Vedas or anything. Today, Bala Gangadhar Tilak, he came and people have forgotten everything. He introduced 21 Patrikas Ganpati. At least the taxonomy, when they taught to the children, they will be able to connect with the nature. That connect with the nature is lost. Today, the children, they don't know what is the plant, where the milk comes, where the paddy comes. This is where our Pragati is looking to see that the education, not only 3 to 8 year children, for all ages, we conduct the programs such as herbal tours, guided tours for the Gosala. We have Pungunur, Ongol, Giri, Saiwal, Palka, all these type of cows and bulls. That is what, our Indian, or see the Lord Krishna all around him, that trees and plants, the Kalprukshas and Kamadhenus, where the rivers are sacred, is only because of this Dashmola, Tifala, this all the type of plants, what the herbal and medicinal sacred plant. The catchment area root zone, the root zone effect. Even Manidvip, when you talk about the Lalita Trivishundari Sarada Devi, to cross that, to go to her, is you have to cross the ocean of the nectar, ocean nectar. There, how is the ocean nectar has happened? They explain in Manidweep that Harichandanam, Mandaram, Kalpakam, Santanam, then Parijatam, then Vana. These are all not one. It's like a Vanams. And then Maredu, then Kadamba Anuvasini. Those, when water falls, rain comes, that cuts the roots, that is the medicinal value goes into that water. The water gets nectar of the ocean. Even our Dhanvantari, also one hand is the Vanamulika and another hand is the Amrita Kalas. He says that this Amrita has become, once we put into water this Vanamulika, it becomes Amrita. This is what knowledge we lost. I need this type of programs. We should focus on how to educate people, how to use our herbal and medicinal plants, Yajna, Yagas, Vedas. These are all the true things which we have to. Otherwise, without Yajnas, you don't get the education of what importance, how to, why Suddhi. That is, all the 5 elements Suddhi is only because of Yajnas, because of these Vanamulikas. So, very nice. It is a great pleasure. I might have taken more time, but
no, not at all.
Endless subject.
It was a very, very informative talk and very good information that you have given. Hopefully, next generation, once the Prime Minister has come out with an integrative medical approach now. So
Right.
more and more people who are going into the modern medicines will understand our own culture and traditional knowledge, and the education system is going to change in which they'll be given this thing. So
Yes, more important.
another 5 years, you can see some difference once this system comes into the practice, because it is not that it will come out in a day or so. Once we start now integrative approach, probably the first batch which will be coming out after 5 years, they will have knowledge of these traditional knowledge, traditional herbs and all these things. And with people like you going along, it will be preserved. I'm very happy to see that you have preserved a lot of herbs and all these things.
Uzbekistan, they wanted me to take over the 20,000 hectares of the Manidweep, which is Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, that is the border, which is UNESCO is totally banned them not to go for any industries or any such thing. They wanted me to take over that and make that, all the traditional medicine plants to protect. That is the one. And another is where there is Ingo. That is the one which 10,000 hectares they want me to cultivate. This Ing, that is the place where, Ing is plants are very, we are importing those things that time, through Afghanistan. It grows in Uzbekistan. It was so much closed. Last 4 years, it has been opened. They are very much interested in Indians to come there and cultivate and do this traditional medicine. Uzbekistan is very much interested in India. They given me tickets and taken their ambassador. He came personally to Pragati Sudama and wanted this to be taken in their country to bring back that traditional medicine of Uzbekistan.
Yeah,
so we need such programs, such important people to have, seminars or conferences and meetings, and also visits to Pragati Sudama. It is, I am not, telling as it is a must to the people who are interested in this particular line of herbal products, herbal medicines, herbal traditional. This is Pragati Sudama. Since 1994, because of resort's name, people have got only the wrong notion. That is like pubs and dance. But that's why we removed that resort's name and made Pragati Sudama. Sudama is nothing but is a Swarga. Swarga. It is heaven. That is Sukhadama. So,
I hope
thank you very much.
A lot of people who have been listening to you will visit you, and good luck, and keep on doing this kind of work. Thank you very much.
Thank you to everyone. Most welcome. Welcome to everybody to Pragati Sudama.
Yeah.
This Yagna is Vajpayee Soma Yagna. They use this Somalata, whatever the Somaras, only 3 pots. One is the mud pot, another is the Juvi, is the Picus, that Juvi, which is Vailingam Sri Kalastheswara Gran Prasunnamba. That the tree is called Juvi. That Juvi is only one is, second is suitable, and third is Acacia Katachu, that Modu, that is called Chandra, Kadira. That is 3 only is suitable for this, for our, whatever we have, our kitchen like a Pope Dabba, that is spices Dabba. The same, the type of what utensils to be used, what wood to be used, this even spoons and other utensils, everything is such an important which we lost, and we should go further, which I have a lot of information about the kitchen, what the type of, why we cold press oils, we with the bullock cold press oils we do. There we use Dashina. Dashina is the tree wood which used. This wood is anti-poisonous. Means any like a seed, when it is a top portion between the seed and cover, in between when it opens, lot of bacteria goes, it becomes a poison. That poison to remove, this wood is going to help, removes this poison. That's why our eating habits also, like banana leaf, then adaka, and the type of moduga leaf, that badam leaf, that type of, everything, the old traditions, our Indian kitchen old traditions, whatever there, that we have to bring it promotion, nothing but that is Ayurveda, what it speaks about, what to eat, what not to eat. The type of wood, even for the bullock, what we use the wood so that it antiseptic is called Vaddi. Vaddi is the tree which it will not antiseptic. For every usage is been given very clear. What in my childhood kitchen, I used to see everything like a bamboo product for the type of whatever storage you want. That is today we find all plastics. So how to avoid the plastics? Only possible. Only we talk about our herbal medicinal plant. Vajpayee Mahasoma Yagna.
Yeah, let me introduce Dr. Girish Sharma. He is a PhD in horticulture from Dr. Y.S. Parmar University of Horticulture and Forestry, and has a 19 years of experience in the industry of agriculture and forestry. He's been in the project development manager, liaison coordinator, budgetary cost analysis, crop variety selection, plant propagation, R&D of contract farming, then cost control, strategy business planning, certificate Six Sigma, and Baldrige. So he has various experience in different fruits, vegetables, herbal products. So and done a lot of work in this area. So let us listen to him. He's currently in Kinetic LDA, where he's working on the cannabinoids, and which is number 1 product in the world today. So let us hear his experience from these different kind of his plantation to going to the kind of cannabinoids material, which is a European GMP certified plant. Please.
Yeah, thank you all the delegates for giving me opportunity to speak and present my views. I am Dr. Giri Sharma, currently Managing Director, Canatech LDA, Portugal, and also Group Head Agriculture in the ISPAT group of companies. In this conference, my role is to actually give you an insight on the investment opportunities on medical cannabis, which is currently a hot commodity in agriculture and very, very useful for basically medical cannabis is very, very useful for most of the conditions, just like Alzheimer's, just like schizophrenia, and in Europe and in most of the in Northern America, it is now being legalized. Subsequently, UN has recently introduced a legislation where they decriminalize it. And this sector is new, but has a very good scope for medicinal cannabis also, for recreational cannabis also. We, as an expert in this medical cannabis, are nowadays venturing into the European market, which is one of the biggest market after this US and Canada. In Europe, if you want to get a higher price and if you want to get your product marketed through pharmacies, government system will reverse you. So then you must have a EU GMP certified product. So for getting the EU GMP certified crop and product, you need to have it in-house. Means you cannot cultivate it in open in general. And just like in Portugal, the regulation authority is Inframed. So you have to apply through Inframed, and that will regulate you for all of the process. So once you will get your EU GMP products produced, you can sell it in any of the legalized market, into any of the pharmacies. And you, there is a lot of demand in Israel also, in China also, and in Germany also. So there are so many pharmaceutical companies which are making the ingredients from the THC also, that is tetrahydrocannabinol, then cannabinoids, then CBGA is also there. So those all products are from cannabis plants. So cannabis sativa, different strains of that, those make the constituents of this plant. Nowadays, the extraction technology had already been standardized for EU GMP. So means that is not to venture. Means already all regulation authorities give you strain, already fixed strain, and already fixed extraction technology for your product. In UK also, no, UK is now after Brexit, it is considered a different market, but still the rules remain the same. So in the UK also and in Germany also, in both the places, in the market you already have the medical cannabis products. Sativex is one drug which is already been approved by regulator. So there are so many others in the pipeline. It's a big market of approximately 2 billions, growing at the rate of approximately 18%. And nowadays, very big companies just like Aurora, Tilray, and then CNBC, these all are participating in it. GW Pharma is there. So there are a lot of companies, which big pharmaceutical companies, which are already in the fray. And the demand for the product is expected to grow for the next 3 to 4 years. But unfortunately, up to now in India and most of our continent, the cannabis is not legalized yet. And I also don't see the though there are trials with the ICMR also, and Uttarakhand government is giving a pilot project on, but that is on only fiber. That is not for medical cannabis. And in most of the states, somewhere there are so many confusions, but as such, in India, it's not legalized yet. Though in Canada, in Europe, in Uruguay, and in most of the places, the medical cannabis is legalized. You can, if it is regulated and you get it from the nodal agency, you get the license from the nodal agency of the health department. So then that can be considered, that will be considered as a legalized cannabis. It's a very profitable industry for the cultivators also, for the extractor also. So one can join in this industry as a cultivator with a license for cultivation. One can join this industry as an extractor, means you get your flower buds or the parts of the trimmed parts from the other cultivators, and then you can put your extraction plant with different specifications. So then you can extract the oils, the cannabis oils, the THC or the different other components, and you can sell those to the pharmaceutical companies. So both of these have a great demand because from the last 4 or 5 years when I am observing this product especially, means the demand is very high and supply is very less. Because, and in the regulated sector, the supply is even less. For EU GMP, the supply is even very means because of the hard the compliance scenario and the regulation, the product which has been finally classified and certified as a EU GMP certified product, that get a very large demand. This is all about the medical cannabis, which I think for the European, considering the European market in demand, even the Indian investors, Indian companies, pharmaceutical companies, the cultivators can express their interest in those places. The countries just like Malta, Portugal, Spain, those are the ones which are on the southern side of the Europe, have a more better potential for the product because you get more sunshine, more humidity is also favorable for the product. So those are the areas where one can, and these are the parts of the Europe. So getting EU GMP is still easy in comparison to other parts of the world. So this is main area, and then Denmark, Germany are the main markets where the product get maximum price as of now. Any questions from delegates?
Yes, because I think the market for the medical is still coming up and it is growing right now. But recreation is one of the biggest, I think, and it has become #1 product in nutraceutical segment. Where
few countries, Uruguay is one, Canada is one, which had actually allowed the recreational one. Others, for other, in some states of USA, that made, but the USA is in some states it legalized, some decriminalized. USA is mixed yet. Canada, Uruguay, these are the countries where we can say that recreational is also legal. In Europe, most of the countries, medical cannabis, which is cannabidiol, not THC, or THC with less than 2% of the THC in the total. So that is allowed on doctor's prescription.
But cannabidiol, like how it is regulated? It's regulated by the drug authorities or narcotics?
Yeah, it's regulated by the drug authority. Drug authority chooses the stains. So they choose the stains which has genetic potential of not having more than 2% THC if they have to give it to the medical cannabis. Some special licenses can be for the THC, but then you cannot supply it to the market openly or pharmacies. Then you have to supply only to the extractors, only the drug formulators.
THC is also, I think, good business for the pain and all this thing, relieving and cancer.
Yes,
and all
for the all the pain therapies, especially for the cancer patients, the ones which don't have urge to eat more than for some terminally ill patients. So actually, there is no better therapy than these cannabidiols because it's more or less side effect free than from the current other opioids or from those all other compounds which are available. It is, I think, more better.
But how's because American states which are allowing this, they are not allowing the imports of that. They want that to be produced in those states only.
Yes.
So what is the scenario in Europe? Like, and if somebody in India does it, cultivation and all these things, how is the thing?
Actually, in Europe, if you are certifying it from your country, whichever the country you are producing it, if it is legalized, means their health department has designated by laws, then they are made a nodal agency, and if you are getting the license from that it's a legal one. And the European Commission, if that also recognizes your country's health body or nodal agency, so then they consider it legal. So then you can export it. Then there are two categories. One is EU GMP, and then GACP. GACP generally don't fetch the price more than not even 1/3, sometimes half of the price of depending on demand from the EU GMP. But EU GMP get the premium price always.
Yeah, because now India has also signed UN cartel, what they were signing for the legalizing the marijuana. So hopefully India states have started.
No, it is because it becomes a little bit more easy because UN has already signed it. So that means because earlier all the countries had signed a charter with the UN. So that's why they are not decriminalizing or doing. Now from the this legislative perspective, the things are better. But still, I think in India, still from the political spectrum and other spectrums, the people are not so much aware also. And what is my personal experience, lobbying for different bodies, is that it will still take time.
Yeah, because I think Uttarakhand and Jammu and Kashmir has allowed it. Right now.
Uttarakhand has allowed it, but Uttarakhand has allowed only in the 1,000 acres and for one IAH, the Indian Hemp Association. So, but they had done it for the fiber use, not for the this cannabis or that. Then there was another company, Buyback, which has given it, but they had a collaboration with ICMR. So for the drug, so that is only for the research purpose. That is not for the market purpose yet.
And Goa is, I think, opening up soon.
Yes,
that's what we are hearing.
Maybe. But actually, there is still, you require, just like in US, because there are so multiple agencies. NDPS is one, NDPS is Central Act. So if a state agency will give you a license and central agency will not do it, so it will still, then it will go to the courts and you have to decide. So that is not a scenario, where investments can occur, or you can get a loan from bank or other finance or investors. This confidence cannot be there. But in the scenario where if it is legalized, if we can produce it legally in any state of India, we can definitely export it to Europe. Or otherwise, till that time, what most of the investors can do is actually they can make a company, just like in Portugal, they can make a company. In Spain, they can make a company. And then up to that time, they can win the market, have the regulation and those all of things, extraction and those all things done. So if they do it, so they can export it to the Germany. Germany does not allow cultivation, but it allows import. You can export it to Germany. Similarly, I think Netherlands also does not allow cultivation, but allow import from other countries if it is legalized. So even I think UK has the same scenario. UK I think is changing, but had not changed yet. This is how. But Portugal has already legalized and decriminalized it for medical cannabis. Spain has done it. So this is how.
Because initially in India, Ayurveda was in Ayurveda, a lot of products were there.
Yes. Actually, though it's very unfortunate that India is a country where it is a tradition from 5,000 years. We had so many prescriptions also, but and we also have so many cults which are using it. But now somehow with the Britishers' advent, actually we took it to the that criminal put it in the Schedule H drugs. So actually from that we clubbed it with the opioids and so many other very dangerous kind of drugs. So that taboo had actually till not has that is still in people's mind.
Because still some of these states are giving in Ayurveda these licenses.
Yes. I think MP is giving it for some local people, but that is only for I think the only inflorescence in the dried form. So there are some government shops also, but that is for a small population. That is not very big business and cannot be
Ratnam has been a very good source of this and growing and all these things for a long time.
Yes,
Ratnam region in MP.
Even my native place, Kulu, that has a reputation, has a very good environment for that, but that is not legal. So actually, that cannot be even explored, cannot be extracted up to now for the medical purpose. But as the science, because science has already approved, for some of the specific conditions, it doesn't definitely have role. Similarly, our own human system, now we had already recognized that cannabidol receptors are there, cannabinoid system is there in the human mind. So CV1 receptors, CV2 receptors are there. So actually, it's a natural thing. It's a natural product. Our mind understands it. Our body responds to it. And especially for the pain therapy, it is one of the very, very natural compound with the least amount of other side effects.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. If anybody has got any questions, I don't see any questions from anyone. So, thank you, Dr. Sharma.
There was, I think, one question. Is medical cannabis legalized in India? No, it's not yet.
Not yet. It was legalized before, but it was taken out.
Before advent of Britishers, it was legalized.
Yeah, then it was taken out and then it is not.
I hope so that in next 5 years or something, it will be legalized. But still, all our fraternity have to support it with a scientific from the scientific data also for its use in the medical field, and similarly for the other fields, just like for fiber, it makes a very good fiber also. So for fiber, it can be used. That is called hemp. Generally here, so the plants remain the same. So there are so many uses of the plant. In our traditional societies, even its seed is being used and as a food, and it's very important and nutritious food. Yeah. So there are a lot of work for the scientific community to do, for the investors also, because it has a very good potential market for medical purpose also, fiber also, and for food also.
Yeah.
So it's
Jammu is doing some work here.
Yeah.
Jammu is doing some work, and they have started a clinical trial also with Tata Cancer for the pain management.
Yes.
As yet, nobody is doing any work on the neurodegenerative diseases for this, which is again, this is good for that.
Yes, because in the last 2 years, I am mostly attending most of the even the doctors, pharmacists conferences also world over. So my understanding of the subject is that actually in most of the diseases, it is the trials are going on a very advanced stage, and in some of the diseases, it's getting a very affirmative results also in the clinical trials. But the process is long, because even to take that any drug, just like Satavix and those all 2-3 drugs which had already been approved by the drug regulator, so those had been started very early. So for all other drugs to have their effects, what are the mode of actions, those are all things, and what are the side effects. So first those had to be cleared. So after that, I think there will be something.
Yeah, I hope Government of India opens up early, so we are not very late for these.
Yes. We will not miss we had missed industrial revolution. We had missed so many things, but I think we will not miss this revolution.
Because it has been our traditional product, so we should.
Yeah, and India is actually the world's pharmacy. It is now being recognized as the world's pharmacy, so it should not actually lag in this very important aspect of drugs. Yeah.
Excuse me, Dr. Sharma. Can I ask a question if you have time for
a
few more minutes?
Yeah.
I work basically in the extraction sector, and my domain of work is phytochemical processing and process engineering per se. So I'm just curious to know, is there any research gap regarding extraction and purification of CBD? Where we
No, I don't think, because nowadays most of the regulators had, because there are so many extraction technologies available, and most of them are because of their, there is only one concern, that is on the residue, but residue any extraction method has on the final product. So I think from that angle also, what is my knowledge is that the technologies had already been standardized.
Okay, and according to your opinion, where the most of the work on genetic selection of the varieties for lower THC content and higher CBD content is being done, so that we can get proper genetic resources if we want to start our work.
Yeah, actually, Israel is one country. There are so many farms I already have contact. Israel is doing a lot of work on the genetic strains, means identification of different strains with the low CBD, high CBD, high CVG, low CVG, or specific means this much of CBD or this much of THC. Then Amsterdam, as is the world capital of cannabis. So there are so many companies in Holland also, even some based in Amsterdam, which had already specialized and already have so many strains for this different chemical constituents already done.
Yeah, and for quite a long time, the cannabis is only bred for high THC content, and now the so-called commercial varieties have very high THC content. But do you think that there is some potential for finding low THC, high CBD varieties in wild varieties over here, which grows naturally, especially in North India?
Yeah, we already have so many varieties which had a low THC and a high CBD. But yeah, there's still lack of trials also, and lack of standardization of those varieties also. Because actually, because of two reasons. One reason is because it's not legalized. So most of the research institutions and others, even scientists, feel shy on working on this. Though ICMR, I think, was doing some work. IHBT is one institute in Himachal, that is in Palampur. I think some people are working there. But there's a lot of work to do on this, for especially the Indian varieties, especially this cannabis indica strains there, which are locally there.
Yeah, right. Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you.
My questions are answered. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Over to Mr. Hingorani.
Actually, Triple IM has imported a lot of these seeds from Israel, and they have those varieties which are having more of a cannabidiol rather than the THC. So
yes, there are varieties which are approximately, those varieties have approximately 18% or 22% of this cannabidiol, and less than 2% of THC. There are varieties.
Yeah, but here
we already have in our stock approximately 7 or 8 strains which had up to 22% of this cannabidiol oil, and this less than 2% of the THC.
But then here the problem is it's under narcotics, and you must have seen recently what happened in Bombay.
At the maximum you can bring 1 seed or 2 seed, because those are under less than the quantity means which narcotics seeds. But
which you cannot do any research, so because they are not even allowing research also application.
You will not get the fund from any institution yet. You will not get anything.
Not even funding. If the funding is there, still you will not get permission from the narcotic departments or FDA to plant material and do some research also as yet.
Yes, but I think that scenario has to be changed. That scenario has to be changed, and that will change in years to come, 1 or 2 years, when if somebody from this influential sector will go to Europe or somewhere. So I think somebody will pick that up.
Yeah. Okay, anybody else has some questions? Ritesh Albert is asking, can medical cannabis be imported into India for extraction purpose?
Not yet. even that is not possible. Neither cultivation is possible, neither export, neither import.
Then Mr. Ramkrishna is asking, is there a market for medical cannabis in India?
Because it's not legalized, so there is market. Everybody knows the market is there, but and you still know there's a lot of controversy in Bollywood recently on this cannabidol, which has been imported.
It became very popular.
Yeah. So you already know market is there, but it's not legalized. So as a scientist, as a agriculturist, we are not we don't mention all the aspects which are not legal.
May I ask you one question, please? Gbk Rao. Yeah. Somalata is the one which is Sarcostema acidum, that is called moon creeper, Somavalli, Kondapala. The parts used for stem, seeds, latex, and roots. Is it anybody is doing a product on this Somalata?
Not to my knowledge, sir. I have to check,
This is our Vedas. This is the one after Sandanakarani, Vichalakarani, Sornakarani. This is the topmost, like a king of the herb. Nobody has done any research on this. This is useful in the plant is very rare and very sacred, cooling, narcotic, emetic, antiviral, and rejuvenating. Then psychotherapy, general debility and immunity. And chemical constituents are the malic acid, succinate acid, reducing sugar, sucrose. This herb is often referred as a sanjivani. Such important, which we grow, the type of rare and there is no medicine for the muscular dystrophy. That is Mamsa Rohini, Soma. That is also the plants which we grow. They are all most endangered plants. We want those to be go for the research.
Yes, definitely. But one thing I know that is still not in even the NDPS list. So I think on that research can be done.
Yes, that is
one thing because I checked the list. So this Somlata as such is not in the NDPS banned list. So I think on that research can be taken. You had given a good input. I will search to it.
Yeah,
and if something
like that, so many endangered plants. Pragati Sudama, we are growing. Lot of endangered plants, which we need people like you to have a just light on that.
Okay, sure, sir. So
when you come to India, Hyderabad, this is just 40 minutes drive from airport, 1 hour drive from the Hyderabad. More than 2,500 acres. We cultivate all these endangered herbal, medicinal, aromatic plants.
Yeah, sure. I noted your name and then reference also. So I will be in contact. I will just cross-check with the things and then I will be back to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Sharma. For
thank you, sir. Thank you.
Really, it was interesting because this product has become very, very popular. It has become #1 also in the world in nutraceutical field. So it was very interesting to know your views and how it is in the Europe market. A lot of people will get some information out of this, and let's hope that India opens up this market, and so we can also put in some research into this product.
Yeah, sure,
thank you.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Actually, Cefexel is a organization for the vegetable and sap extracts. This is for exporters. It's a government and a semi-government organization. There are a lot of members who are there in this, and our exports of the herbal extracts is almost $1.4 to $1.7 billion because a lot of products are mixed with Ayurvedic and with Pharmaxil and all these things. So we actually do not come to know how much is going into the food and how much is going into nutraceuticals and how much is going into this one. Cefexel helps these people, those people who are members. They give them a lot of information about the exports potential of the herbal products, regulations in them, and they participate in a lot of exhibitions where the members can participate along with them at a very, very comfortable price. Government of India is through Cefexel is giving lot of incentives for exports of these herbal products and for your certifications, then your upgradation of the laboratories to going for the exhibitions and all this thing, marketing. So a lot of schemes are there in that. And we have been members for a long time. And this year I've become a vice chairman of the Chef Excel. My company is Famanza Herbal Private Limited, which is in herbal extraction for last 25 years. We are in mostly in the research products, and we deal in we do a lot of clinical trials. We have a lot of chemistry on our products known, and those are the products which are exported to the Western countries. Regulatory market we send it to. They are being used for the nutraceuticals mainly, not for the medicinal use there. Here we are using into the Ayurveda as well as nutraceuticals. Ayurveda, which is coming under FDA, and in the Western markets, it is mainly nutraceuticals. There are medical products in the. They are saying botanicals and medicines, they call it. Europe and all these things, they also registered for the. Once you have number of clinical trials and its safety very well known, then you can go and register there as a botanical drug also, and that has got a different market where it can go for prescription, and you are allowed to use it for certain diseases. Otherwise, these products mainly which are going from India are going for nutraceuticals, and they are for avoiding the diseases. Like you can take it for prophylactic purpose and all these things. You cannot claim anything for its end use. You can say that it is good for, say, joint health, bone health, heart, this thing, good for it. But you cannot say it is used for arthritis and all these things. Market is quite big. We are just 2 or 3% of the market is taken by the Indian. Recently, in last 5 to 10 years, a lot of products are coming up in the international arena from India. The first product which came up and became very popular was curcumin, which is from turmeric extract. That was 2 years back was number 1, and when this CBD came up, CBD went to number 1, and this turmeric was number 2 product in the nutraceutical field. There were a lot of it's not that because it was in Ayurveda and all these things. That is one of the reasons. But on that basis, a lot of research was carried out in the universities in US, in Canada, in Australia. And those research things, they brought the product up to that level. The second product which has come up is Ashwagandha, which is again a very good product. Recently, you must have seen that Ashwagandha has been used in COVID also for its property for immunity building as well as anti-inflammatory properties. So that product is coming up quite well, and it is in first 10 products in the world right now. Because if you see the research which is being carried out in Ashwagandha has grown up like anything. There are almost 3,000 publications on clinical efficacy and pharmacology of the Ashwagandha, which have come up in last 10 years. And due to that, attention goes to from the customers in those countries, and they see this. And there was a company here which promoted Ashwagandha like anything. That company is just a single product company. They just promote Ashwagandha, and they promoted it like anything and became very popular. And so like this, there are products. We have been listening to the people like Dr. Rao was talking about a lot of products which are very good, but you require a lot of research to enter that market, because once you are going to that market, and you cannot say, okay, it is written in Ayurveda, so you take it. They want proof as per the modern medicines. They want, you say that it is written in Ayurveda, and even Ayurvedic text is also saying people are using it also in India in this, but they want a good clinical trial on that, and they want chemistry known of the product. The product should be known very well, because batch to batch variation otherwise occur. But if you see Ashwagandha also, different regions, it is like from 0.1% of ethanolites to 0.35% of ethanolites in the raw material, the roots. Then which one you are taking for extraction. So your product will again depend whether you're doing a water extract, whether you're doing hydroalcoholic, or whether you're doing alcoholic extract. So your variation will come. So on which product you've done a clinical trial and which raw material you use, these things are important, which are not there in our publications, which we are doing for the clinical trials. So clinical trials are to be also published very well with chemistry and all these things. So these things are required, and a lot of technologies available in the country, and a lot of very good companies are there which are doing it. Almost, I would say, there are 20 top companies in herbal extractions which are doing a lot of research work, and they are the ones who are mainly, though there are almost 3,000 units in Ayurveda and all these things, but these are the companies which are making the standardized extract which is required for the international market. So hopefully more and more people will come up, and they'll take up more and more research in these products, so they become popular in the Western world. So it's, and again, when we are talking about this any collaborations and all these things, we require a lot of collaborations in this, and little difficulties are there because nowadays the Biodiversity Act has got a lot of regulations in place, and sending the material for research to the Western countries is becoming more and more difficult. And once you are not sending the material for research in those Western countries, they'll not buy the material. So making it popular will become difficult. And we have to open up the field. If we have to have bigger market, the farmers to gain more money out of this, what we can see from this Dr. Rao is saying, a lot of farmers must be gaining from this, rather than just sowing regular your wheat and rice crop. They are going to these crops, the per acre yield of their money, what they'll be getting will be much, much higher than the regular crops. And if they are gaining more, and if the tribals who are staying in the forest, they are gaining more, we should see to it that we develop this business more, and that goes into the different international market. So Chef Excel is helping a lot of people to understand this, and even if you are not members, you are writing to Chef Excel. Chef Excel will be able to help you out starting the something or understanding something about the regulations, laws, and all these things, as well as the market where it exists and all these things. It's because it's a very regulated market that your business is. So you have to be very much perfect. You cannot just go and sell any commodity there. It has to be research oriented and very, very, or you make it as per the requirement of the market. And whatever they want, you just produce it and go on giving it. That will become a generic product. So what kind of business you want, that opportunity is existing, and much easier than the herbal. And you must have seen during COVID period, a lot of products became very popular, and probability is the less number of cases which are coming up in India is due to people taking up these herbal products regularly, and spices and all these things. So because of our intake of spices, probably we have a better immunity than the other rest of the world. So I think this is a good business to start, and hopefully this will, and it's not that only COVID, but any viral infections and all these things which keep on coming regularly with the seasonal change, these products will be very popular. Thank you very much for joining this. And all the speakers, I thank you very much for a very good session and your inputs, which will be very, very helpful to the participants. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.